the storyline going into this one as Matt Stafford went back to Detroit to play Jared Goff, the former Rams quarterback. What a game, man. Went down to the wire. The Lions hold on at home. They win by one, 24-23. And for the Lions, it's their first playoff win since we were just little guys, Patrick. It was 91 was the last time the season in which they won a playoff game. But what a game. The Rams gave it everything they had. I mean, the Rams, I think, overachieved this season, but Detroit just seems like a team of destiny.
Yes, a couple of memories I took away from that game. One is Stafford getting booed soundly when he took the field for the Rams, and towards the end when they're panning through the crowd and you can see a few fans just bawling, just in tears, like they could not believe it. So there was a part of me that was kind of happy for Jared Goff in a way, because I've never been a believer in that he sucked. I think it's really easy to forget that he took the Rams to a Super Bowl.
And that's the thing, man. There was a knock on Jared Goff, especially because, remember, he came in with Jeff Fisher, and the Rams' offense was so bad, like horribly bad. And I think Jared Goff got a bad rap, and he was good enough, like you said, to get the Rams to the Super Bowl. They lost, well, to Tom Brady and the Patriots, right? A lot of teams lost to Tom Brady and the Patriots. And now he's in Detroit, dude. You cannot tell me that he did not enjoy that win more than others, beating his former team that let him go in a trade. And I know, listen, it paid off for the Rams. They went all in, and they won a Super Bowl with Matt Stafford. So I know they're happy on their end because that trade did pay off. But right now, yeah, Jared Goff is really soaking in that playoff win.
And then towards the end, when the game was tight, the Detroit defense did stop the Rams. Yeah. And then Goff was able to make some clutch passes to get the first downs that really sealed the win. There you have it.
Yeah, they said Dan Campbell, the head coach of the Lions, it's just proof that how much confidence he has in Jared Goff to be passing that late in the game. They could have ran the ball. That runs the clock, and that's the safe way out. But they're like, no, man, we got trust in Jared Goff. He's going to get us a first down or two, and we're going to, end this game. We're going to seal the deal with this.
I also liked it when Hutchinson said, we're really happy, that we won this game. But to be honest, I think we all wanted to play Dallas. He threw that into the interview at the end. That was very funny because speaking of trusting your quarterback, I think he definitely showed his belief in Jared Goff when they kept going for 2-3 times in a row. Yeah. Man, I was loving it.
Yeah, Jared Goff had great numbers this season. If you're a casual football fan, look him up. He had a great year, and the Lions are a great story. So I'm just really happy for them. I've got nothing against the Rams, but the Lions are just a really fun story. They've been historically bad. So for them to at least get a playoff win at home, and they're going to be home against next week. I think they play the winner of the Eagles and the Bucs. So they're going to be in Detroit again, and that place was electric.
Yeah, that is correct, man. We'll see what happens.
All right, Patrick, you brought it up. Let's segue to Dallas. Man, I've got a lot of Cowboy fans who I consider friends. They're all miserable. It was embarrassing. I know the final score is 48-32, but if you watch the game like I did, it was not close. It was never close until maybe the last 3 minutes of that game. It was absolutely embarrassing as the Green Bay Packers and Jordan Love go on the road 48-32. And here's a weird stat I read on Twitter, on X. It said the Packers actually have more wins at the Palace in Dallas, AT&T Stadium, than the Cowboys do. The Packers have won there 3 times in the playoffs. The Cowboys only have 2 playoff wins in that stadium.
Very surprising to see the Cowboys. They did seem a little different this year, especially with McCarthy taking over the play calling. Even I was starting to think, man, are the Cowboys different? Jordan Love made some amazing throws, but definitely Aaron Jones was the difference. The running back for the Packers was going bananas on them. I mean, 27-0 or whatever it was in the beginning, 27-7. I was like, what is happening? Pick sixes.
Yeah.
Jordan Love had 3 touchdowns. Aaron Jones had 3 touchdowns. I was like, my goodness, it certainly looked like the Packers came to play and the Cowboys didn't. I mean, their defense was so tough all year long and then just gaping holes.
Yeah, how would you come out so uninspired, unprepared? I just don't get it. Like I was completely shocked. Now, did I think the Packers had a chance to win? I thought they had a chance, but Dallas was the heavy favorite. Like, I'm like you. After they got punched in the mouth by the 49ers early on in the season, I thought the Cowboys were one of the best teams in all of football. And for them to just go out and just get embarrassed on national TV at home, as we're doing this, conversation, Patrick, for KCAL, nothing's happened in Dallas. But, of course, by halftime, all these Cowboy fans are online speculating, oh, let's go get Bill Belichick. He's the missing part. He'll get this defense and blah, 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 blah. So they're already, preparing for next season because they knew this game was done.
Absolutely, man. Even their defensive coordinator, Dan Quinn, there was a lot of hype that Seattle wants him to be the next head coach. I had friends texting me saying, I don't want Dan Quinn as my coach.
No, not after that, right? That probably hurt his stock. He probably lost money on that.
Man.
So, yeah, that was embarrassing. So that's the NFC. To the AFC quickly, a shout-out to our guy C.J. Stroud, the pride of Rancho Cucamonga. Rookie quarterback, playoff debut, didn't matter as the Texans blew out the Cleveland Browns, who were kind of one of the hotter teams going into the playoffs. Didn't matter. 45-14, Stroud looked awesome.
Another one where the Browns defense was so good all year, and they did not show up. Same as the Cowboys defense. I was like, what is happening? C.J. Stroud is that good. And it's fun to kind of watch him warm up with all his baseball stuff that he's doing and all these crazy things he's doing. Whatever he's doing, keep doing it, young man. The pride of the kook, we say, right?
Yeah.
Very cool, man. I loved it.
Here's the thing, too, Patrick. I don't know how else to say this. The Texans were supposed to suck this year, like really bad, and they didn't. C.J. Stroud was that good to carry that team. They've got a bunch of no-name guys who are developing into stars. So this is a Texans team that is pretty young and might be good for a while. Because remember, they had the Colts in their division. They had the Jaguars in the division. They had no business winning that division. So not only do they win that division, they win in the playoffs, and they absolutely annihilate Cleveland. So it was kind of a weird weekend that we didn't have super competitive games. The Chiefs beat the Dolphins in that frigid game in Kansas City on Saturday night. That was 26-7. So outside the Rams and the Lions, it wasn't real competitive over the first round so far.
No, man. You know what I love to say about having an IE guy under center, a lunch pail carrying blue collar worker. C.J. Stroud does his thing. It goes to show you quarterback play and how important it is. I mean, if we criticize Dak, which we are, we've got to give C.J. Stroud props, man. That's the difference.
Dude, that is the difference, man. You got to rise up in those big moments. That's why you get paid a lot of money. And C.J. Stroud did that. Dak and the Cowboys did not. It was embarrassing. That's the only word I can think of. It was embarrassing, man. I to be honest, I hate the Cowboys, but I was actually embarrassed and felt for them too. I'm like, dude, if I'm trying to put myself in their shoes, I'm like, if I was a Cowboys fan, this would be the worst. I would have the game off after the first quarter and just be like, I'm done. I go burn my jersey. I can't do this anymore.
Another great memory was a lot of people thought that the curse of Jimmy Johnson was lifted once him and Jerry Jones, made up in the Ring of Honor thing. If you saw Jimmy Johnson at halftime on Fox, it was hilarious. He was furious. It was so funny.
Oh, he was angry. He was like, his face was like a tomato. He was red and he was fuming. And you would thought he was still the coach of the Cowboys. He was so mad. Like he was saying, we can still win this. We can bump. Dude, no. It was over, man.
Oh, man. It was wild.
And Patrick, the fun's not done yet. We got a Monday doubleheader here. We're going to start with the Steelers and the Bills, who are postponed to today because the snow is just incredible right now in Buffalo. It looks like the North Pole with a blizzard, man. It is insane. So it still might be terrible weather conditions today, but from what we've heard, they're still going to go with it. But for today, so that's, I think, like a 1:30 kickoff here on the West Coast, and we got the Eagles and Buccaneers on Monday Night Football. So if you're off today and you got nothing to do, you can just load up on more NFL playoff football.
Yeah, take advantage. One of the last Mondays of football, dude. I'm taking advantage. I'm getting home ASAP.
That's two of us. And finally, some college football coaching news that kind of relates to the NFL. Jim Harbaugh, the head coach of the Michigan Wolverines, your national champion, reportedly will meet with the Chargers today to interview about their head coaching vacancy. Now, nothing seems like it's imminent or if Harbaugh really wants to leave Michigan, maybe it's for leverage. But if you're the Chargers, you at least have to reach out and do your due process and see if there's some mutual interest there.
Right. I mean, I think everyone thinks that Harbaugh is coming to the NFL. It's kind of, speaking of college coaches, there's kind of a lot of craziness going on in the NFL and in college. We have Nick Saban getting replaced by Kalen DeBoer of Washington.
Yeah.
And then you see Washington gets Jed Fish from Arizona, I believe. That's going on. Is Belichick going to the Falcons? Coaching madness is going on right now, Pat.
Dude, it's insane, and it's like musical chairs, almost like dominoes too. Like one affects the other, affects the other, affects the other. We're not done yet, so I think over the next week or two, we're still going to have a lot of big coaching moves.
Even by Thursday, I think some things are going to happen, man. I can't wait to talk to Pep on Thursday to see what other kind of madness has happened. Pep, tell them how to get your stuff.
Got to go out there and get your guy, right? If you're a coach or if you're a team, you got to get that right coach. Hey, the right place for local sports is Inland Sports. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We got the Inland Sports YouTube channel. If you are down with the IE, you will be down with Inland Sports. Go check it out.
Thanks, Pep.